start out as this idealistic kid? How did he end up being called the villain in so many people's stories?
Because once a platform holds the social lives of billions of people, every tiny algorithm tweak stops being a small experiment. IT becomes a change to the information diet of an entire species.
So you're saying he can decide whether I see more cat photos from friends today or more fights, conspiracies, and outrage?
Yes, under business pressure, it's very easy to slide from let's keep users engaged to let's stir up a bit more emotion. Because anger, fear, and conflict grab far more attention than calm, nuance, and balance. And that's how we ended up with privacy scandals, data misuse, fake news, election interference, one controversy after another, all piling onto the same person, the kid who once refused to sell his company.
So he's both the guy who said no to the big check and the boss of the system where all my information lives.
Exactly. That's the hardest part about reality. The people who change the world often become the very kind of power they once wanted to fight. The question is, if you had that kind of power, would you honestly do better?
Okay, but if I'm an investor, after all this, what am I supposed to do with it? Buy, stay away, or just avoid it altogether?
We're not here to tell you what to buy, but we can break down how professional investors think about a company like this. First, the moats. The social graph, billions of real relationships. The attention engine, billions of hours of time every day. And the ad system, a full toolkit used by everyone from global brands to tiny local businesses. Second, the risks. Regulation, privacy, and antitrust rules can limit how it uses data or buys rivals. Competition, new formats, and new platforms can steal the next generation's attention. Founder control. Zuckerberg's super voting shares centralized decision-making, which is both a strength and a risk.
So it's like a castle with a very deep moat and a few crocodiles swimming in it.
That's actually a pretty good analogy. A good company doesn't mean no risk. Serious investors don't just ask, how much does it earn this year? They ask, 10 years from now, will it still own the gateway to online social life? And how much of that power might be eroded by regulation, technology, or the next generation of users?
Let me guess. This is where you say, look at the numbers.
Exactly. If you, right now, are the capital, and you want to test whether Meta can keep making money, you don't start with, is it cool? You start with two very boring lines. The stock price, and how much money it actually makes. First, the stock. In 2021, Meta hit an all-time high to be by the end of 2022. It had lost roughly 3/4 of its value, going from Wall Street's golden child to what people mocked as the metaverse money pit.
Losing 3/4? That's like going from a mansion to a storage unit.
Pretty much. But here's the twist. In 2023, the stock climbed more than 150%, and by 2024 it was back near record highs. The market, with real money, was saying, this company isn't dead. It just switched scripts. Now look at fundamentals. In 2020, Meta's revenue was around $86 billion. By 2023, it was close to $135 billion, roughly 50% higher in just a few years. 2022 was a slowdown. Ad markets cooled. Apple's privacy changes hurt tracking. Growth dipped. But in 2023, growth re-accelerated.
So while the internet was yelling metaverse scam, it was actually pulling its numbers back up.
Yes, and in a very CFO-style way. Zuckerberg even named 2023 the year of efficiency. They cut costs, layoffs, trimming projects, slowing parts of CapEx growth. The result? Operating margins recovered, and free cash flow got stronger. At the same time, they were still spending tens of billions a year on capital expenditures, mostly on AI servers, data centers, and compute infrastructure. They saved where they could, but not on the tickets to the next tech cycle.
That sounds like biking to dinner, but eating at a 5-star restaurant. Save where you can, spend where it matters.
Exactly. That's how professional investors think. First, is it actually making money right now? Second, where is that money being reinvested? And third, does that spending give it a real position in the next technology cycle? From this angle, Meta over the past few years, no matter how wild the stock price looked, has really been doing just one thing, using real cash flow from today to buy itself a long-term ticket to the AI era. And honestly, even if you never dig through a pile of financial statements, just keep your eyes on 3 lines: revenue, profit, and free cash flow. Add one more question. Has the valuation run too far ahead of the fundamentals? If you can do just that, you're already ahead of most people who only read headlines.
So, the rule is, Before you judge the founder, at least understand the business. Before you judge the stock price, at least understand the cash flow.
Exactly. Know what you own and know why it makes money before you decide if you want to be part of that story.